Good afternoon, Michelle. Good afternoon, Dell. Thank you guys for joining us.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, hey, nice to hear your voice again.
Good to see you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How's everybody doing today?
Yeah, good. Just getting back in the
Sweet.
groove.
Absolutely. I know I was out last week, but I heard Nick had an exciting call with the Apke brothers last week. Were any of you guys here to catch up?
No, I wasn't. I was in Australia on a different time zone, but that would have been a doozy. That's awesome.
Yes, yes, it was a very good call. Let me go ahead and get that link for you so you could, rewatch it whenever you get time.
Oh, that'd be
But
awesome.
yes, they have a good collaboration going on with Land Portal, and they discuss some really good things. I watched a little bit of it. Um, but let me go ahead and put that in here for in the chat for you guys so that way you guys can
Fantastic.
watch it.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah,
Cool.
awesome.
Thank you.
No worries. So as always, it looks like we have a little bit of a smaller crowd today, which is fine. I like the more intimate settings. But we always like to, keep everything open-ended. We don't have any specific topic that we could touch on today. We could, because it's a small group, we can, if anyone feels free to share anything that they, are currently working on that's exciting or anything they need assistance with, please feel free to share so that way we can kind of like all learn from each other while we're waiting for more people to join the group.
Sure. Cool.
Sweet. I can go ahead and start off with me. Last week, there was this conference that was it was my first time attending. It's called IBS International Builders Show, and I learned so much at this conference, guys. I literally have to have a whole dedicated computer and laptop just to kind of digest everything that I've kind of took away from that particular event. But the next one that they're having is going to be in Las Vegas next year in February. And if you got, I would definitely recommend trying to attend that event or events like that because the amount of people that you meet at these events. I came home with a stack full of business cards and also exchanging digital business cards with other people as well. But they had a lot of informative classes in regards to land development for newbies. They had builders at that particular event, both national builders and spec home builders as well too. And then there was a lot of people in the real estate space that were in different verticals that it was good to kind of make those connections. So that was a really big win. And the takeaway from that event is, I guess the majority of the main takeaway was more so just being very vocal about what it is that you do, right? Especially when it comes to networking, because my partner Derby, we had like a group of students with us. It was about 25, 30 of us, and we all had shirts that says we find buildable lots. And the amount of people that just came up to us, just initiating conversation just from wearing a shirt, explaining what it is that we do, and how we provide value. It was a great conversation starter. So that kind of put the light bulb in my head to make sure that not only myself, but also encouraging you guys to be very, very vocal about what it is that you do, because you never know who you could track just by wearing what it is that you do on a t-shirt. You know what I mean?
That's so smart. Walking billboard. Like you're attracting it
Yes.
literally.
Oh my goodness, literally. And the amount of conversation starters about, especially with like the smaller mom and pop, the bigger builders, they weren't necessarily really too, they were there for other reasons. You know what I mean? Um, but it was great conversation starters. We got tons of criteria. I think Derby's final count was almost like 183 emails with criteria alone. You know what I mean? So yeah, just be a walking advertisement for my business takeaway.
Fantastic.
Anybody
What
else?
city was that in?
This was in Orlando. This was in
Oh yeah.
Orlando, Florida.
Nice.
So it was a full 3 day event, and the building that they had it in. At first, I thought the guy was over exaggerating, but then I actually looked it up. This building was 7 million square feet.
Oh wow.
We couldn't even tour the whole exhibit. That's how big the venue space was.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so I was like, man, I definitely got to go back to another one. And then of course they had like after hour networkings and showings and stuff like that, which was also fun. Um, but you meet people from all different walks of life. There was one guy in South Dakota. I didn't even know people did real estate in South Dakota. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. You're way down in Florida and you're from South Dakota. Um, and he does subdivides strictly in South Dakota. And that I learned a lot from him. Even though it was at a bar, learned a ton from him. He was like spewing out all the gems. So that was also good to network and meet people like that as well.
Is there, did they say what they, any events they're going to between now and February? I mean, a different event. Is there any, like, in the next few months, hot events being talked about now to go to?
Um, man, I actually want to start putting my calendar to go to more events like this, just for the simple fact of, you know, obviously all of us in this room are in real estate, but you don't realize how much you don't know until you go to these events, right? So I don't have any current events at the top of my mind, but I am this week going to dedicate some time to research more events like this to go to in the future, especially this year, whether it's like summertime, fall. I encourage you guys to go to these networking events. I just so happened to hear about this particular event from Derby, and she planned this out months in advance, right? But I'm pretty sure there's other organizations that do similar events. You just have to be on the lookout for it. Maybe Eventbrite, going on Google, anything real estate centric. I would definitely kind of immerse yourself in, and through these connections that you meet, these people at these events. Those are moments where you can kind of like build relationships with them, right? So, Dale, you sound excited to go to the event. We might have to be my plus one at the next time I go to an event.
Done and done.
Absolutely. Dale, what part? I know you mentioned you just came back from Australia, but what part of
So I'm in
what?
LA.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah. So close
So
to
Vegas,
Vegas. Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, that's not that far.
But yeah, I'm now, yeah, I want to go somewhere in the next couple of months. you
Absolutely.
know. So yeah, I'll
Yes,
look,
ma'am.
I'll have a bit of a squeeze around
Absolutely.
what's going on.
Any Anybody else working on anything exciting or anything that they want to share? Sweet. Couple other updates for you guys as well in regards to lead mining and our weekly calls. One of the things, I don't know if you guys were here for it a couple of weeks ago when we were discussing this, but one of the things that we're going to also start incorporating is outside of having more recurring guests come back on. One of the things that we're going to start implementing is having dedicated days, whether especially going into March and April, where we have the people that come into our community groups. We want to be able to start making sure that you guys are receiving progress in forms of, getting more deals on a contract, finding more buyers that you need in order to kind of elevate or sell your deals. Anything that we can do to help you guys, we want to start basically focusing on that being in our group calls, if that makes sense. So if any of you guys have anything real estate related or selling that you need help talking to, please bring them on this call because I'll gladly get on the call with, with any leads that you guys have. And if it's, leads to you guys getting a contract, that could be 100% all you.
Awesome. Thanks.
No problem. Sweet. Sure. All righty. Anybody else have
So
anything?
Francisco, hi. Yeah, Raul here. I'm in northern Illinois,
Nice.
southern Wisconsin area. I don't know where you are, but it looks like it's kind of sunny. So,
Yes. I'm in good old Florida.
oh, good for
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yeah, it's 36 degrees here. So, um,
Ooh.
So I had a question. This is my first
Hmm.
call, by the way. I I don't remember honestly how I got
Hmm.
the invite, but I just was at the county courthouse today and found a potential lead that like I'm not a wholesaler. I've done a flip in the past. I'm new to
Hmm.
the game, and I was I was trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I the sale auction goes next month. So how do
Hmm.
I like approach the the mortgage holder, the owner of the building, and see if we can work something out, before it goes to auction to stop the sheriff sale. So I'm in that position right now, and I'm not sure how to proceed from there.
Got you. Okay, a couple questions just for clarity. Um, what type of auction is it? Or what type of
It's okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no, no, you're good. I was asking what type of auction or what type of you mentioned going to the courthouse. What type of distress situation is this specific building in?
So it looks like it's a townhome, and it looks like the homeowners association is coming against the owner for some kind of judgment for $17,000.
So it's like a HOA lien type of thing.
Correct.
Okay. And then you said the auction date is next month,
Right.
and then you haven't contacted the owner as of yet. So the owner, I'm pretty sure they know by now. They have until next month, but you haven't talked to the owner.
No, no, they posted this February 15th. I had some inside information from a friend that this was going to happen, and
Mm-hmm.
so I actually went door knocking at the house about a week ago, and nobody answered. Um, but I haven't skipped traced the address at all or anything.
Gotcha. All right. So in order for this to kind of be successful, what I would recommend, especially since the auction date is, pretty soon, is you will need to find someone that would be willing and able to buy before the auction date comes. Because whenever they buy, and then you also have to account for the other financials you have to account for is does this seller, the person that owns this townhome, do they have a mortgage or do they have an existing mortgage, right? Because if they do, that has to be factored in because the person that buys this townhome is going to pay off the HOA to satisfy what they're coming after. And then in order for the deal to make sense, they have to determine, okay, how much mortgage is left to pay. So if the buyer, let's just say, for example, there's 100 grand. I don't know the exact comps or whatever the case may be, but let's just say there's a mortgage of 120,000, but the buyer's only willing to pay 80,000. There's going to be a big difference because that 80,000 can only cover the HOA financial, which that's going to be taken care of. But then the seller's going to have to come to money to the table if the buyer gives a price that's less than what the seller owes. Does that make sense?
I think so.
So, for example, you
Yeah.
have to make sure the financials that you have to know in order to make sure you successfully not only stop the sale or the auction, but actually sell it is figuring out how much the buyers are willing to pay and is that enough to satisfy the mortgage and the HOA lien?
Okay.
Yeah,
So find a buyer.
yeah, because that's the only way it's going to stop and for you to also profit from it as well too. So there's some like financials that you kind of have to now without that, then it's just like you don't want to spin your wheels on something that's gonna lead to a dead end. You know what I mean? And sometimes depending on the individual, you never know. Depending on the individual, this individual might just be not realistic on, hey, you got till you said what, March 15th?
Yeah.
That is in one, two, that is in like not even 2.5 weeks. They have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. So, um, is there an opportunity for you to be of service to them? Absolutely. But that's contingent upon their cooperation. You know what I mean? And then also
Hmm.
knowing, okay, how much, because the buyer is the only one that's going to be able to save them from stopping them. Um, could there be instances where you could extend it? Yes, but I'm not 100% sure on how. You said you were in Illinois, correct?
Well, this is Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. Okay, so I'm not sure how the municipalities work in Wisconsin. Um, but you can maybe ask like, hey, or you this part you will need the seller's cooperation. See if they're open to selling, and then work with them to see if maybe they can extend, or again, I don't know how the municipality works in Wisconsin, but that's also another approach that you can take as well. But that second option will require the seller's cooperation.
So I would just do a soft title pull to see if there's anything owed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And then the last thing, and this is also thinking, ahead, if in the event, let's just say they are cooperative, you also have to account for that they need somewhere to stay too. So they're going to have to sell this place and then find another place to go. And then that might require an agent to come on board and kind of facilitate them, help finding a new place for them, even if it's for rent. You know what I mean? In those
Hmm.
situations, I have been in, and those are not easy situations to coordinate at all. Can it be done? Yes, but there's a lot of you gotta have to be patient. There's a lot of explaining you're gonna have to do, and yeah, it's a lot, especially if they're relocating.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. And if you want, just keep me updated once you find out, the mortgage amount, or talk to the seller and see if hey, have you even entertained selling this? I wouldn't recommend bringing up the auction date, especially most people don't like to be reminded about the stress in their lives, but just lead with like, hey, have you thought about this? And just see where it goes. You know what I mean?
Okay. Thank
No
you.
problem. No problem. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. First time caller, first time caller. Uh,
Yeah.
the Jerome. Sweet. Hey, Carter, thank you for joining us.
Hey, had a rough morning, so I'm a little
No,
still sleepy. How's
no
everything going?
problem. Everything's going great. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry that it was a little bit of a rough morning, but hopefully our group time can make it a little bit better.
It always does.
No problem. No problem. Carla, we're just doing some small Q&A. We're just going over anything that anybody needed, any assistance with. This week, Carla, were you on the call last week? Just by curiosity, with Nick and the Land Portal guys.
Yeah, the land portal. Yeah. So, with that, I guess you guys work with land portal, and I was trying to understand the relationship. I would still need land portal, even though if I had Nick, you know, do those leads whatever by using whatever package. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so pretty much the way that it works is Nick will do all of like your lead gen. So you want to think of Nick as your army switch knife, right? So Nick uses Land Portal to pull your list. So if you want to be in a specific area, say if you tell Nick, hey, I want to be in this specific particular zip code, I want all any type of property from this street to this street, whatever your criteria may be, they'll use the land portal to get that criteria. And then of course Nick will, market the list for you, whether it be cold calling, SMS, whatever it is that you work out with Nick. And then once you get the lead, you can use land portal to kind of pull it up on the map, some comps, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of how like their collaboration works. And then Carla, what I also did is there's in the Zoom chat, I went ahead and put a link to the recording for Nick's call that he did with Land Portal last week as well too. Just in case you're
Oh, okay. Thanks.
no problem. Sweet. And also real quick, Carla, just because you came in a little bit late, going into March, we're gonna start having not only guests come back in regularly, but we'll also start being very market centric or marketing centric. Meaning, we'll start being more focused on acquisitions, helping like the community members, get deals on the contract. If you have any sellers that you need help talking to, please bring them on this call. Of course, Carl, you've seen, obviously we talk to people, so you kind of already. But yeah, that's just kind of like what's on the agenda upcoming. This is my first week back from taking 1 week off. So we're about to hit the ground running on some things. So just wanted to make sure you kind of caught up to that part of it.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that you have more guests, things of that nature, and then we just get okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I got to
Absolutely.
work on some things because I want to be prepared to get moving, get going. We had a lot of sickness around here too. Some kind of virus or bug was going around.
Absolutely. No, I definitely get that. Yeah, my wife just got through the flu and the cold last week, so I was like, stay away.
Yeah, yeah, because it's taking longer to heal. That's the thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Juan, what's going
Any
on, man?
Hey, Francisco, I have a quick question. On the Elite Mining Pros website, I used to go there,
Hmm.
access my account, log into the account, and then see the courses that I have taken before, right? But
Hmm.
now I cannot log in, and I think the last time I registered, it lost the history, and it is identifying me as a new person, but I still cannot see the prior purchases. So, do you know if that changed? If there is a different site now?
Yeah, yeah, he did revamp the site. He did a lot of updates to the site. Um, so if are you referring to where you're accessing the the recordings inside of Circle?
It is both. For example, I used to access leadminingpros.com/my account, and I would see their prior purchases and update my payment options. And through that, I was also able to get the courses, right? But now it looks like I can access the courses, but not the previous history. And it doesn't
Oh,
retain the history of the courses that I completed already.
got you. Let me escalate that up to Nick because that might have to do with the update that he did on his website. Because if it's specifically for just being able to see like your old transactions and things of that nature, I
Uh-huh.
have to get with him so that way he can, get that for you. But if it's for the courses, that I would be able to send to you. I just want to confirm your number ends in 7505.
Yes.
Juan at, I'm going to butcher this, VAR Verares Investments.
Vari size, yes. VA
Var,
SE. Yeah, yeah, I
Perfect.
have it there. Yes, that's the right address.
Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and send this over to him, and then I'll have him get with his customer service team and follow up with you on that. Okay,
Perfect, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
no problem. Carla, real quick, I think you had something.
Yeah, I'm still not getting the email notifications from the emails. And then when I looked at mine, it looked like some of the ones that my courses were missing because there were more. Not unless he changed it and condensed it or something. But mine is looking a little different too, and I'm still not getting notifications. I have to go back to October was the last one I received.
Okay, 1 second. Let me go ahead and escalate that as well. We did finish. He did migrate his well, he did migrate his CRM. So the email thing, we're still working on it. So
Hmm.
we do have to update that. So,
And then it looked like it had less, because I had way more courses than what I have in there now. I mean, that's fine. It's just that there were some really good ones in there. So I don't know if he just changed that and, maybe ask him about what happened with the courses.
I just sent that message in a group chat. All right, I just sent the message over to him so that way I don't forget. So that way it's fresh. Perfect. And then also, Carla, what do you call it? In regards to the email, he was gonna start using JHL. We tested out a couple of emails. Then his email ended up getting suspended in JHL. Then we're going to active campaign. So now we're in the process of getting active campaign up and running and stuff like that. So there were a little bit of technical difficulties getting the email, but hopefully before the end of the month, that will be up and running going into March.
Oh, okay. So would it come from, and I noticed this, I don't know if it makes a difference, but it was when I get for the link for this meeting is lead mining, but when I put in lead mining pro, it's all the other emails that he sends me, the advertising and marketing stuff like that. So, but you're saying that you're going to use a whole totally different system to send out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it'll be a totally different system, but it'll still come up. It'll still come up from the same email. Let's go at Lead Mining Pros.
Okay.
And then he just responded back. So Juan, if you can go ahead, this link will take you to the courses that I just dropped in the chat, and then that's going to take you to the Circle community that has all of the recordings and the videos and stuff like that, and you'll be able to see your progress there. Um,
Yeah, let me try now.
and then and he probably actually just texted you. Um, and then in regards to the transactions, he did confirm that because he moved over the sites, that's why you weren't able to see all of the transactions.
Yeah, and do you know if we actually lost access to the prior order history or not, or do we still have a place that we can access those?
Yeah, I think the whole ledger was lost because he moved away from his old website and had it rebuilt somewhere else.
Got it. Okay, this link you sent me uh,
Mm-hmm.
is prompting me to create the access, which I did, I think about a couple of weeks ago, right? I completed it. So I filled
Mm-hmm.
out this again, and it is taking me through the whole profile setup again. So I'm pretty sure it's going to lose what I worked on last even 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. Is it going to be that?
Is there a login option or not a sign up?
It says
Try
get free
try
access. Oh yeah, I don't see a login for existing accounts. It says get free course access now, 1 hour a day. What's inside? Yeah,
and
ready to start your.
try
Yeah, I don't see it for existing people.
try this link right here. Try this login link.
Let me try now.
Just put it in the chat.
Yeah, it is taking me to welcome. Let's start by creating your profile. So let me do that and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it has the master classes. I see pretty much all of that there. I had completed a couple before, like an onboarding. I had completed the whole onboarding, so it is all in zeros. So yeah, it doesn't show what I've done before. Yeah, it looks like
Is it the with the same email or a different one?
let me see. Um, it is the same email.
Okay. Let me confirm with him. I did see that he just text you directly. But we definitely don't want you to start all the way over. So let me make sure that we get that situated and have him look to see how we can get you back access to that one.
I'm also going to bookmark this link you gave me to see. Next time I'm going to log out and then try again and see if it takes me back to where I was or if it is prompting me to create the profile again. I'll let you know. Thank you.
Okay,
You
no
know,
problem.
when I used that, look, it took that link you put in the second one. It took me right to my account, so it was different for me.
Interesting.
I didn't have to re-sign up, re-enroll or anything like that. It just took me right to my,
Gotcha. It probably kept you logged in.
and I see more of the courses.
Yes, let me try. Yeah, I tried the previous account and it says this is a private community. It doesn't look like you have access. Okay, I'm gonna try another one. Sign out and back in. Okay, well, I'm going to bookmark this page and see if it gives me trouble again.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me know if you find something out on your side. At least, actually, the most important part is for me to be able to access the previews, orders, places where I can update the payment method.
Yes.
I don't have
And I
to.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, and I also think that's a good, you brought up a good point that I need to bring up because with that change that he made, being able to see your past transactions is also important as well too.
Yeah.
So that way you can kind of have like a log and a book of everything that you paid for. So let me get with him to just try to make sure he accounts for that because if you have a concern, I'm pretty sure other people have that same concern as well too.
Thank you, appreciate it.
No problem. Let's see here. One second, guys. All right. Anything else? Before we wrap up?
Do you remember David Randolph that you guys had on here? I think it was last year. He's the guy that does the what is it called? Short sales.
I believe so.
Yeah, I was talking to a realtor.
Yes, I do remember him.
You remember him now? Yeah, because I remembered him, and
Mm-hmm.
so there was a realtor. She has a lady that's going to be foreclosed on in about a month, and I thought about him. And although I don't know anything about short sales, of course, I'm going to learn it sometime in case I come across it again. But I talked to him, so I'll get a referral fee. So, but hopefully it'll work out. So I am working on that.
Oh, right. And you're working with him together on it?
It'll be him. Well, he has a student in my area. She's in Dallas. And so what I'll probably do
Nice.
is just once I get to know her, maybe she and I can work on some things. So, having these guys on here like that, it does make a difference.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's even further confirmation as to why we need to start having more guests so that way you guys have more resources and more access to tools at your disposal for, to be able to execute. So that's great that you're doing that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I kept thinking. I said, "What was his name?" And I remember I was in one of his free classes, so I checked my emails and I called him, and so hopefully we could work something out or develop a relationship with one of his students. It's a student that I'll be working with. So
Nice.
yeah, good to
Keep me
have
up.
him.
Keep me updated on that, Carter. That sounds like it could be very promising as well too. So
Yeah, yeah. So I got to get really, established and focused and getting some more getting a lot of traction. Um, because I want to make this work. I just want to make it work. And then let's see, what was the other one? I think there was a call. I don't know if that was late last year. Was it Jay Mora that was on here? I know he was here this year, but I think last year, I think was it he or someone else that said that they have books that they sell online. I never thought about that. I'm not kidding. I probably have about 500 books. They're just sitting. And so I'm thinking about doing that too. I mean, the ideas, it's not necessarily about real estate, but hey, I can get rid of some of these books and sell them. He said he goes to the flea markets and stuff and finds certain books and sells them online. I think that was
Yep.
him.
Yeah, that was Jay. That was Jay Moore.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, all right, guys. Well, what we can do is we can go ahead and wrap up for today. Next week we'll be back at full fledged. So I'll definitely have some more insightful things for you guys so we can all review. And then get ready for the next couple of weeks to be a little bit more hands-on, especially as we go in wrapping up quarter 1. But yeah, just go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good rest of your productive week, and see you guys next week, same time, same place. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. See you then.
No,
Bye bye.
no problem.
Yeah, cheers.